2019 Racetrack to Gaming GP Series in MX Simulator. My name is Kellen Brower, live here on Start Your Systems TV, bringing you the action from the MXGP class, the MX1 class, here at Matterley Basin, and we are excited to be back racing here tonight. Just had the 250 MX2 class action go down. Time for the 450 class action as these guys are out there on their parade lap right now. Just putting in one last look at the track. And here we go, folks. It is time to go racing once again. All right, who is going to get this whole shot award? Taking a look, Zach Prokop obviously going to be running the red plates along with Adam Holm after they tied last week. So two red plate holders, going to make this thing really, really interesting to keep an eye on. Jack Haley obviously in this one. Taking a quick second to load in here. Looks like the 51 taking a while to load in. Here we go. Time for 450 Moto number 1. Jack Haley far down the inside. You can see Adam Holmes, Zach Prokop lined up with the red plates on either side of him. And it's time to go racing in Great Britain as we are underway. Gate is down. Leclerc out of the middle. Looks like he got a good jump. It's a land rush into the first corner, but Leclerc on the one to the inside. It's going to be Adam Holm who gets the Racetech.com Whole Shot Award. And he just out-drags Leclerc into the second corner. As we got Seabold in the mix, and it looks like Haley may have got clipped from behind and went down. Holm tries to keep the lead down the inside. Leclerc is going to shut the door going up the hill. And no love lost between these two, as we know. Around the outside goes Clint Martin on the 85. Oh, and someone flipping up the hill right there. So lots of crashing early on as Holm goes back through into second. Martin trying to hang on. Actually, Martin on the 70, it appears, on our timing and scoring sheet. So not sure. He must have the wrong bike underneath of him there. And he's going to get passed regardless as Will Whiteley tries to tuck down the inside. Makes that pass happen. Caden Speck, Fernando Andrade, Chris Channing, Robert Wilson, Tyler Fry, James Ohashi. A couple other riders going down there with Seabolt. And Kyler Hockey right up here in the mix with Jordan Foster, Chase Blakely, Ian Holm, Reno Brennan, and Jack Haley just squeaked it through. So no sign yet. I haven't seen Zach Prokop. He must have had a terrible start to his moto. Here he is. Oh my goodness, Zach Prokop. That was a horrendous start out of your co-points leader on the 38 right there. So it's Leclerc continuing to lead. Adam Holmes still in second. And right there with them in third is Will Whiteley, who's making the best of a really strong start here. Whiteley on the 58, keeping things interesting. But the most interesting battle to keep an eye on is this one between Adam Holm and Alexis Leclerc, who are really arch nemesis. Had a very tumultuous Supercross season between the two of them. Leclerc, defending series champion, unable to win a race, and a lot of problems stemming from his conflict with Adam Holm. Lots of takeouts going on, a lot of forum rivalries being debated upon. Right now they're trying to leave it all on the racetrack, and for the most part it's been pretty clean on these first two laps. What is going to happen, though, we will find out in the next 27 minutes and 2 laps. These guys continue to make things very interesting. Will Whiteley, though, is putting on a very strong ride here at the beginning. Give him all the credit in the world that he's started up front and is sticking with this grouping. little mistake jumping down the inside. Got to be careful. Otherwise, Clint Martin will pounce. Fernando Andrade, the Brazilian rider, also with a pretty good start. Cases the jump right there. Still right ahead of Caden Speck. This grouping right here is all running really strong. And they have Jeremy Siebold closing up from behind. Swinging the long way around the outside is Siebold on the 19. A little mistake for Andrade. Down he goes. And Siebold able to extend it back out now. As he goes after Andrade. So actually that was Speck that went down. I apologize. Oh, and Siebold slides out, and he's ended up backwards in the racetrack as a group of riders go through, including Jordan Foster and Robert Wilson. But Chase Blakely also right in tow behind Siebold. Oh, and Siebold might jump off the side of the track right there. I thought he missed a timing gate. Turns out he did not, and stays well within this grouping. Really tight niche battle as Blakely looking to tuck inside of Siebold. Nearly pulls alongside on the uphill triple. Oh, and Caden Speck's down. So this time Speck does actually go down for good. Jordan Foster. KR Money donates $6.08 as a final salute. Says, done beating my wallet for the night. LOL. Here's hoping to battle for Lexus leg hair and Adam Home. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, Chase Blakely almost had a beautiful pass made and almost then yard sales on re-entry from the track there. Whew, that was a close one, but seriously, KR Money, dude, you are legendary. Like, incredible, incredible. I can't thank you enough for what you did tonight. Seriously, if there's anything I can ever do, reach out to me. Let me know. If there's something you want to see on the stream, let me know. You are the man. You get the priority. And I salute you, good sir. So Alexis Leclerc continuing to circulate here. Man, he just does things that I don't get how he gets the traction to do. Like out of that corner, how did he get enough traction to just pop that far up the hill? He landed so far up the hill, he's already almost in the next corner when he landed. An incredible, incredible talent is the #1 machine of Alexis Leclerc. Whoa, little mistake though. Whoa, and just changed his setup. That's what just happened right there. So he must have had like a hole shot setup or something on. And let's see if this new setup he just put on is going to be optimal for what he wants to do out here. So you'll see Alexis Leclerc is such a unique character to the game that he made the game change. That's how much he has an impact. Back in the old days, 2014 to be exact, we all were able to figure out as Leclerc slides down again by the mechanics area. Leclerc was able to figure out through hotkeys that he could load a setup mid-air, like just through a couple hotkeys. It just presses a few buttons that he defaulted them to, and it loads a setup mid-air. It types out something and loads it in mid-air. So you would see him. I remember Oakland Supercross 2014 goes off the triple on the first lap of the race in the lead after getting the hole shot because he had a hole shot set up that the bike was stayed really low and got a lot of traction. Go off the jump, and you could see just straight air, no movement out of the rider, and then suddenly the rider is back to normal. Like he's able to move the rider around and swings the bike back down and lands smoothly on the triple. So that was brought up to the Race Factor Gaming officials, who then brought it up to JLV, and JLV, the game creator, instituted the 2-second stop mechanic rule, which is you must actually be stopped and non-moving for 2 entire seconds. No control input or anything. before you can open chat or hotkey or whatever you could do. And as Leclerc just made notice of right there, he had a little slide out, stood it straight up, and then sat still for those 2 seconds, hotkeyed it or whatever he did real fast, loaded the setup, and continued on his way. And we'll see whether or not that is going to help his situation here as he tries to run down Adam Holm. And as Zach Dupuis just brought up in chat, you were actually able to see his rear shock kind of like spring out in midair. It was kind of like it was compressed really hard, and then it was like boing, and just like went back down. It was such a unique scenario. Again, if you were not around during those days, it some testy times, if you will. So Holm continues to lead. Leclerc second. Whiteley is still in third. Clint Martin in fourth. Fernando Andrade, P5. Sixth for Jordan Foster. Good to see the 581 back. Foster has always been really, really fast at this game. Luke Chef, no, I did not snitch. Actually, what I'm speaking of is there was a group of like 25 people, I remember, and this was back when we were in TeamSpeak. Or was it still Ventrilo? No, it must have been TeamSpeak at this time. Oh, Foster goes to the pass on Andrade and goes down. There's like 25 people, though, in this TeamSpeak, and we're all just reviewing the demo together. It was like me, Byron Downen, I think Jeremy Smith was in there, just like a couple of the guys that were getting beat by Leclerc at the time that were like, what is he doing? Oh, he is kind of cheating almost by hotkeying the game, as he's gone back to the race lead after we've lost Adam Holm. Adam Holm back to third. So yeah, it was a pretty hot button topic, I will say. I mean, I looking back on it now, it was maybe a little more dramatic than it sounds. But definitely very, very interesting. Leclerc has always been interesting. For those of you that like have zero clue of his backstory, I mean, he didn't even exist in this game. Nobody knew of him. It's not like he came through the amateurs. It's not like he raced online and we kind of found him or saw him. Nope, just one random day he posts, I think even in general discussion, which obviously is like where most people don't look at stuff. It's either in the racing threads or the media room threads on the forums. Just post in general discussion and said, has anybody ever beat all the stock track hot laps? Because I did it. And just post a bunch of videos of him beating all the stock track track records in the Elsinore 800 server. So that was Leclerc's introduction to the game, basically. Was showing us all up one bit by breaking all the records on the stock track, of which I think, what is there, like 11, 12 stock tracks? I think like 9 or 10 of them still are Leclerc's records at this point. So he has stood the test of time with those laps that he was able to put down on the stock tracks, and then continued on and obviously had a tremendous career in the actual official racing in this game. 2014 Race Factory Gaming Outdoor Champion, multi-time World Champion in the EMF side, multi-time EMF Supercross Champion, 2018 RF Supercross Champion, 2018 RF Outdoor Champion, Motocross Simulator of Nations Champion. Yeah, he's done a lot. And he continues to lead here. Matterley Basin, 12:30 on the clock, which means that we have 17 minutes, 30 seconds, and 2 laps left to go in this race. So there's a lot left to play for. Holm, Whiteley, Blakely is up to 4th. Andrade back to 5th. Jordan Foster, P6. 7th for Clint Martin. 8th is Jack Haley. So Haley continued his ascension to the front. Trying to go after Clint Martin up ahead. He is about 10 seconds behind. Well, now behind Jordan Foster, who will be the next on the track. Yeah, I see some of you you asking in chat, the stream history of MX Simulator, and so to the best of my knowledge, as I know it, because I actually wasn't here when MX Simulator Pro Racing was first streamed, so I can't swear that this is how it worked. But the first streamed race that is at least claimed to be the first stream race was the 2011 EVSX Open, which was won by Austin Jones in a battle with Tyson Fresquez. Very, very fun times back in those days. And that was streamed by Race Factory Gaming, or I guess they were Race Factory Gaming because it was also the first event Race Factory ever hosted. It's streamed by then, and that was on livestream.com. And they also streamed the Supercross season and some of the outdoor season that year. But that is when I got my introductory to streaming. I actually jumped in and helped stream some of the outdoor races that year, a little bit here and there when I could. Sween and Wheels, who co-founded Race Factory Gaming, both of them are now kind of out of the existence of the company. Sween left the company 4 years ago now, and Wheels is still there around as the vice president, but obviously Jeremy Konauer has kind of taken over everything. But they co-hosted the stream for about a year in 2012. I took over duties pretty much solely in 2013. It was kind of a mix between me, Sween, Wheels, and it's somebody else. I don't think Nickerson was quite doing it yet, but that was kind of the mix. I streamed most of Outdoors and hosted most of Outdoors in 13, and then I had a terrible end of 2013 with streaming and hosting and blew up on the forums, and not one of my proudest moments, but I decided I wanted to just race in 2014 and instead handed off the duties, and that's when Nickerson took over and did all of 2014 streaming. And then when I decided to, quote, retire from Sim, that is when I came back and decided to stream in 15, and Nickerson was already on his way out anyway. I didn't bump him out of the way or force him out or anything. He just was done. Play it off like I didn't poison the other commentators. They're all still alive, believe me. But yeah, proudly been streaming for you guys here on SYS since 2015, and hope we have many years left to come. Alexis Leclerc is making this raise his B word right now, 10 seconds out in front of Adam Holm. Let's go ahead and do a top 10 rundown. This time brought to you by the fine folks at Ride365.com. They're the title sponsor of the Outdoor Series in Race Factory Gaming Competition. Round number 2 at Fox Raceway coming up on Wednesday this week. So it's Alexis Leclerc continuing to lead the race here. About 10 seconds out front for Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Racing. There hasn't been an RFGP season in the past, so I guess they just let him run the number 1 as he is the defending Supercross and Outdoor champion. But Leclerc continues to lead. Number 27, Adam Holm, your points leader, co-points leader with Zach Prokop, is in second. Led for a while, then crashed. Gave it up to Leclerc, but has hung on to this second spot. His teammate, Will Whiteley, putting on the ride of his life right now, is in third. I don't know if I've ever seen Whiteley ride as good as he is riding right now. It is incredible stuff out of the 58. And good on him. Putting in a solid moto, creeping up on the 20-minute mark, and continues to run third. Fourth is Chase Blakely. I mean, this is just where Chase Blakely lives, unfortunately. Had a couple wins back in 2016 in the series, and since then it's just kind of been like a top 5 guy every week, gets on the podium every now and then. I think he won a moto last year, if I remember, but it's just not maybe worked out as he had hoped in becoming a championship contender week in and week out. But at the very least, his consistency has really helped him keep the points high and the results low. And a solid ride for Blakely here in fourth for BPC. Fifth is Clint Martin, or Clint Scria, depending on how you want to talk about him. ART Racecraft Decals number 70, running the number 85 ride. I don't know whose bike that is, but riding it like he stole it, you would say. Jack Haley runs in sixth for Active Co on the 57. Seventh is Fernando Andrade on the 74. Eighth is Jeremy Seabolt. Actually, Okay, Jeremy Siebold was going to go into 7th, jumps off the track though. Is he going to hold on to 7th? That was a terrible track reentry. And no, Devin Davis is going to pass him. This is going to get interesting. Davis, after Siebold is all over the place, is going to end up right behind him there in 8th. So Davis on the DX3 number 32. I don't think I've ever seen Siebold, or whatever just happened to Siebold right there. I don't think I've ever seen that before. He got launched off the side of the track, landed so nose heavy and rode out of it, then got back on the track completely sideways and still held on to the spot he was actually originally in. So that is pretty interesting stuff for Siebold. Davis 8th, Andrade back to 9th for Power Dream on the 74. And here is your co-points leader, Zach Prokop, in 10th for Prestige Worldwide. Couple crashes at the beginning really cost him. He ended up well outside of the top 20, and he is trying to put on a charge to the front now. That's not going to help his case right there as he loses the front end on the exit of a rut. The 581 of Jordan Foster goes on through. So Mad Cave number 581 up into 11th. 12th back now for Prokop, or is this 11th, I should say. Yeah, it's 11th for Prokop. 12th for Eduardo Simos for Power Dream. Him and Andrade teammates running inside of the points. 13th, Jeremy Cohenauer for MV Films on the 43. Not a great ride for Cohenauer after a pretty good start to his season. Caden Speck was up there earlier on, but he's now just inside of the top 15 for Ignite. Kyler Hockey is in 15th for H&W on the 169. Looks like he's on a 350. Let's take a listen. Oof. Yeah, I think he's on a 350 as he goes down. He might lose 15th. Reno Brennan on the 89 goes through into 15th. And 16th is now Jeff Cooper for Hemlock. 17th is Hockey. 18th, Robert Wilson for Active Co. 19th, Chris Channing for Architect on the 108. And 20th on the 130 is Logan Heagney, but getting upside down behind him is James Ohashi, and he yard sales. Allows Ian Holm on the 784 to go on through. And that has been a Top 20 Rundown brought to you by Ride365.com. Oh, Leclerc, big notch. That corner exit is getting absolutely ridiculous. See if Adam Holm hits that notch on corner. No, wow, just blows right around the outside of it. K Brown Visuals dropping a replay in chat. I'm assuming that's going to be the Seabolt incident. Take a look at that in just a moment as we try to sort out where everybody is right now. Will Whiteley still 3rd. Blakely still in 4th. Has he hit the notch? No, I'm able to avoid it. Clint Martin, I'm pretty impressed with the 5th right now for Martin. Devin Davis up to 6th, putting the pressure on him. Oh, Martin a little long there. So go back and see Seabold, who is down right here. And Seabold had maybe one of the biggest moments I've ever seen in this game, and he's going to slide out again. Let's go ahead and take a look back at this replay, though. Let's slow it down for you folks at home. So up and over this jump, Andrade trying to tuck to the inside of the corner. He's going to whip on this table. You'll see Seabold cases the table and decides, I'm going to tuck inside. So he tucks to the inside, launches off this inside single and right into the side of Andrade, unsuspecting victim there, and just gets absolutely sent off the side of the track after Andrade goes down. How Seabold landed this, I will never know. Look at how hard on the nose he lands and on the side of a hill. That is almost surely going to be a crash most of the time. Then turns around on the other side of the triple, goes through the JPD banners over there, then comes sideways onto the racetrack just in front of Devin Davis here, and jumps the uphill triple. That is about the most unusual sequence of events you'll ever see on a racetrack right there, out of Jeremy Seabolt and back live action with him now. It doesn't get much more interesting than that. And it looks like it's thrown him off his game. And interestingly enough, here he is with Fernando Andrade once again. Oh, around the outside of Andrade. Pin 66 drops a $5 donation. And he's letting me know I need to give KR his kidney back. KR, man, come on. If you donated your kidney today, man, I'm giving you your money back. That's ridiculous. No, Nate. No shots for donations, dude. I'm trying to save my liver for this weekend. Got a bunch of pals coming to stay with me. I'm going to the Pala National. We're going to get wasted. "24 minutes into this thing. Is that question for me, A. Maroney, or are you asking somebody else? Yes, I do still ride, but not very often. So I don't know if I can claim yes, I still ride. I have a bike. I live in the hub of every track down in SoCal. I'm gonna start going riding more this summer for sure. I'll hit the track. Post it on the gram. Definitely not gonna get as upside down as you do, Andrew, on your whips, especially at K-Rock in the best whip competition. But I'll be out there having fun, throwing no footers. Woo, Leclerc goes down. This is gonna open up the door of opportunity. Adam Holmes coming down. Oh, baby, we got a battle for the lead on our hands in Great Britain. Two people that don't really love each other, I'll just say that, are going to go at it here with about 5 minutes and 2 laps left to go. About 4.5 minutes, I should say. And yes, A. Maroney 49, I would absolutely love to get together and ride when you're out here. Just let me know, man. Hit me up on the gram, on Twitter, whatever. We'll meet up. I'll watch you throw whips. You'll watch me putt around. It'd be great. Great fun. Call the winner for $5 between Holm and Leclerc. Man, I'm going to say Holm. Leclerc has looked really good this season already. But I'm going to say Holm. I think Holm has a little bit more lasting power. I think Leclerc, as the track develops, is going to start making some crashes. Yeah, I don't know. This is a really good battle to watch because it's kind of the best of two worlds right here. Leclerc, blazing fast, kind of a lot of mistakes. Adam Holm, really fast, but very consistent. Ooh, gotta watch out Kyler Hockey right there behind Holm. Holm's still just giving chase to Leclerc. It looks like this gap has opened up a little bit. Whiteley, Blakely, Haley, Martin, and Prokop. So Prokop almost up to Martin in P6 right now. Just trying, I guess, in his case, to salvage because this has been a really rough moto for him. Again, the first time we saw him, he was well down the order. I don't think he'll have a chance to get to Blakely. He's pretty far behind Blakely with so little time remaining. So really, it's kind of down to this battle out front. Let's go on board with Holm and keep an eye on the lap times this time through because I want to know if Leclerc is going to get back into his mojo. What laps is he running? He just made a mistake up ahead, though. So let's take a look at the lap times. They were pretty close last time over the line, about 2 seconds now separate them. 2:19.5 to a 2:18.5, so Leclerc did go 1 second faster that last time by. Holm trying to keep this thing close. Leclerc trying to get around some lap traffic. I think that's Robert Wilson perhaps on the 56, judging by the gear. but we'll have to get a little closer to confirm. On the inside, home. Yeah, that looks to be Robert Wilson that they just went around. Oh man, home absolutely laying into that rut right there. 1.7 is the gap. Leclerc hopping over a lapped rider right there. Who would this be right here? This isn't Foster, is it? No, it's got to be an Architect rider, so that would have been 108. Go back in the pack so I can remember who I'm talking about. Chris Channing, that's right. 2.1 seconds, man. This gap is close. Rider down. 74 looked like maybe Andrade that was down. You can tell Holm is pushing the envelope. He's making little mistakes here and there, but he's hitting his marks impeccably well when he's not making those small mistakes. I don't know what chat's on about right now. I just see initiation here. I don't know what that means. Leclerc continues to work around lap traffic. That gap down to 1.8 seconds. Couple mistakes. It seems like Holmes' setup maybe a little bit better through the corners right now. And Leclerc just able to get the power down on exit so he can keep that gap open, but rider down right here. Holm gonna hop into the corner. Down to 1.5 seconds. You can tell he wants this victory, and the 2-lap board comes out as we have crested the 30-minute mark. 2:17.9. Holm almost runs his best lap of the race to a 2:18.4 out of Leclerc. Leclerc going long, Holm going long. Woo, man, they both OJ'd that table pretty hard. And, ooh, Leclerc had to split a lapper there. That may have been Caden Speck on the 144. Who is it going to be between these two? This is a tight-knit battle out front. 1.3 seconds is the gap. You can see just how hard they're charging into every corner. I mean, Holm through that corner right there he is on the gas before he even gets into the corner. That's how hard he's hitting it. Up over the tabletop in the back, Leclerc trying to get around another lapper here. Couldn't quite pick up the number on that one. Oh man, Holm really flirting with disaster right there on the edge of the rut. But this is the kind of pressure you have to put on Leclerc. You have to make him realize you're still there and wanting a challenge for this victory. And you're not going to go down without a fight. That's exactly what Holm knows how to do it. Did it to him all outdoor season last year. Losing touch with him a little bit. Lap rider moves out of the way very nicely. So Holm losing touch just a slight bit from where he was. The gap now back out to over 2 seconds. 1 lap board coming out next time by. And maybe the biggest problem for Leclerc is the stack of lappers that's right ahead of him here. A couple of guys not going full speed. Oh, and they almost go down together with him. That allowed Holm to close up pretty close. Oh, this isn't good for Holm. He's going to get stuck behind this lapper going down the inside. Oh, just narrowly goes around the outside, and the lapper's giving him some fits here. Oh, this is going to be close. White flag's waving. 1 lap left to go in Matterley Basin. Who is it going to be? Leclerc leads from Holm. Race 1 victory on the line. And it's anybody's guess. Oh my goodness, Holm almost through the front door. Stands it up on the nose. You can see that little twitch out of the front wheel. That was in danger of just knifing over and pitching him off the bike. Oh, Leclerc blows the inside rut. That's going to allow Holm to close it down even more. Oh, this is going to be real tense situation right here. Leclerc Obviously knows he's there. He can see his pit board. No way he doesn't know. Whether or not he has spotters helping him out or not, I don't think that's what Leclerc does. He stands up in the corner. They get together. They're both off the bike. They're both down. Leclerc and Holm both down in the corner here. And they get up together. Who's going to get up first? Leclerc goes into the next corner with the lead still. And it is on. Leclerc getting hung up a little bit by lap traffic. Where does Holm think he's going to have a pass made here? Does he try something a little desperate? Does he wait for another Leclerc mistake? Scrubs the quad pretty nicely. But Leclerc with the power down on the ground right there. Do this run one last time into this corner. And Leclerc goes down! He loses the front end! Leclerc down and off the bike! Led so much of this race to Alexis Leclerc, and on the final lap, 2 big mistakes are going to cost him. Adam Holm goes to the front with half a lap left to go here. And he could relatively cruise this thing home, although obviously doesn't want to give up too much ground here. So Holm jumping down into the final couple corners. Obviously avoiding the big inside ruts, and Leclerc continued to make a couple more mistakes trying to push the envelope, I think, down the stretch here. How about this one, folks? A classic for you. Coming to the line. Adam Holm is going to bring us down to the checkered flag, and race 1 in Matterley-Basin belongs to Adam Holm with a huge victory here. That was incredible. Big Oppo whip after the finish to celebrate. It doesn't get much better than that type of win. And Leclerc has got to be absolutely gutted with himself. Kind of threw that one away late, but the pressure from Adam Holm was immense. And in the end, it was well enough to crack Leclerc on the last lap of the race and take the victory. Will Whiteley, well done, son. The 58 machine with a great start, putting in a solid ride here to bring it home third here in race number 1. P4, Chase Blakely. Through the final corner here, looks strong and will cross the line. In 4th and 5th will be Jack Haley. So again, just steady Eddie ride out of Haley. Ooh, gets into Jeff Cooper there. Cooper, I think, was trying to maybe have one last run on Robert Wilson. Didn't realize how close Jack Haley was. Jeremy Siebold well down right now in 6th. 7th for Devin Davis and Prokop getting together. This is going to be fireworks right here. Dualies, big time dualies. Prokop shoots down the inside. Davis fires back around the outside, but Prokop holds the main line. That is going to be no go for Devin Davis around the outside there. Any more fireworks in this battle, or is it going to be Prokop's to take here down to the checkered flag? Through the rut one final time in that bottom of the section where it really dug out. And some pretty good chop into the final couple corners. Prokop just got to make this corner clean. Oh, on the rear tire, but 7th for Prokop. And Holm with the victory will provisionally take the points lead back. 8th for, or I should say 9th for Clint Martin, as 8th was Devin Davis. And 10th, Reno Brennan, the last guy on the lead lap. That is incredible how far up they lapped in this field on a 2-minute plus lap time. Average lap time is probably hovering around the 220s. And they were able to lap up inside of the top 10, basically, as Reno Brennan, P10, crosses the line. 11th was Simos, 12th for Foster, 13th Kohenauer, 14th Channing, 15th Andrade, 16th Speck, 17th Wilson, 18th Cooper, 19th Heagney, and 20th was Ian Holm. Quick rundown of your top 10 one last time. Reno Brennan was P10, P9 for Clint Martin, P8 for Devin Davis, P7 was Zach Prokop, P6 for Jeremy Siebold, 5th for Jack Haley, 4th for Chase Blakely, 3rd for Will Whiteley, 2nd for Alexis Leclerc, and the winner, race number 1 here in Matterley-Basin, Adam Holm. Well then, that is race 1 in the books. We have a quick 5-minute break coming up. and that was a lot of fun. All right, gonna open up the chat right now for any discussion you guys want to bring up. Obviously, apparently, the hot topic right now is kidney harvesting, which I don't do. That is Nathan Zaworski's job of the SYS racing team. So looking for a fresh kidney. Nathan Zaworski down in his, well, no longer in his basement, up in his ceiling, is gonna go ahead and be harvesting those kidneys. Luke Shep wants to know favorite and least favorite GP tracks. Same for nationals. Favorite GP track? Probably Lokit, Czech Republic GP. Love the elevation. I love just everything about it. Just on the countryside in the Czech Republic, built into a hillside basically. Pretty slick but fast racetrack. Beautifully laid out circuit. I love Lokit. Just it's all around. It's awesome. Least favorite by far Indonesia. I don't like the Indonesian GPs. I'm sorry. I know that there's fans out there that are from Indonesia that love that motocross comes to Indonesia, but I just don't like motocross tracks that are built in parking lots. I don't. I just can't stand them. It's not a motocross track. You're basically building like a faster supercross track. Motocross is hills and terrain and like launches and, you know, not pre-built, prefab jumps. So that's kind of what Indonesia is. That's kind of what the Swiss GP is as well in Frauenfeld. But Loket, my favorite, least favorite Indonesia. Current favorite national? It's probably a real close tie between Unadilla and Millville. Love both of those tracks. Viewing wise, dirt surface all around, they just both are really, really, really good tracks. I like Redbud. Being there in person, it's not great for viewing, so that probably knocks it off my list a little bit further. Because it's like, if you're at Redbud, you either see one side of the track or you see the other side of the track. You don't get to see the whole thing. That kind of sucks. Like Millville, the only thing you miss is the back whoops if you're in like the infield. Like everything else is basically right in front of you, which is what I've always loved about Glen Helen. But obviously Glen Helen isn't on the schedule anymore. So yeah. Then least favorite national? Good question. Honestly, probably Paula. Probably Fox Raceway. Again, kind of the same theory with Indonesia. Paula is very flat. There's one hill that's being utilized, and they're using it 4 or 5 times, so give them credit. But I don't really consider Paula very motocrossy. It's much more of like a, you know, your SoCal typical track these days. Milestone, flat and jumpy. Paula, in my opinion, flat and jumpy. So I don't love it. But that being said, I don't necessarily think it's a bad track. I think it's a decent enough track for a national. Because, you know, they've hosted it on worse tracks in the past. And I would probably say favorite Millville or Unadilla. I'll give Millville the nod, least favorite Paula. Did I miss any other questions? No, not flying out to Millville this year. What knife sharpener do I use? I don't know. It's just the standard one. That's in our Chicago Cutlery kitchen set. KR Money says, you've got to be kidding me. That's funny. You guys are funny with this this kidney thing tonight. I don't know what you guys are on about kidneys. Who brought up kidneys? How much did my PC cost? Well, I got the 5-finger discount, as Start Your Systems is proudly sponsored and presented to you by VersusPC. They have kindly given me a PC build, and yeah, I didn't pay for it. I think general PC cost, this would probably be about a $1,300 PC. All right, and this has been another edition of Ask Kellen Anything, aka literally Ask Kellen Anything. Alrighty. Oh, 5-finger discount means steal, doesn't it? LOL, somebody call the COSPs. What's the COSP? Come on, Alex. Can't be making statements like that. These guys heading out for their parade lap right now. Race number 2 here, Madley Bazin. Adam Holm with the first race victory. Oh, and then he backflips off the gate. That was pretty sick. Yo, I don't have a webcam yet. I gotta. Oh my God, Jeremy Siebold absolutely just murdered Jordan Foster. You want to talk about collecting kidneys? I think the front fender of Siebold's bike just pierced the side of Foster. One sub equals one tow. I gotta go the Savachi route, get a Walmart webcam. VG Films drops in, says he tried to get Adam to backflip the triple on the first lap, and he said, hell no. So Adam Holm is taking this thing very seriously, ladies and gentlefish. Take a look at Leclerc on the start this time, as he is quite likely to grab the whole shot. I'm not hating on Savachi. He literally had a stream 3 or 4 nights ago where he said, testing out my new Walmart webcam, LOL. All right, it is time. MX1 Race 2 on the gate. Alexis Leclerc with Zach Prokop, Andrade, and Holm down his inside. Foster, Davis, and Speck down his outside. Who's going to get the whole shot in Madley? Race 2 is underway. Off the gate we go. Actually, Leclerc's going to get shut down, and Holm is going to get to the corner first. Does he hold it, or is it Haley? Racetech.com whole shot award goes to Adam Holm as he takes 2 for 2. Holm leads, Haley right there in second. Oh, but Daniel Batchlett flies down the inside and takes out Jack Haley. A little late on the braking for the 86. Unbelievable. So just like that, Adam Holm has a little bit of a breathing room to work with, but his co-points leader, Zach Prokop, ends up right behind him there in second, and Prokop wants to make amends for a first moto that he would like to forget. They're going to get stacked up here in this corner, and Holm has Prokop right behind him. And talked earlier about Blakely and kind of being, unfortunately, the 4th place guy for days these days. With a good start in 3rd, maybe he can make amends and try to get up on top of the podium here this week. Prokop tucking in here behind Holm. They worked their way through the rollers here in the back. Leclerc dropped, or didn't get the start that he wanted, but is in 4th. Very interesting to see Leclerc get out-dragged on the start, but these guys starting to come around with better starts these days. Oh, Prokop slides out and tips over, then high sides. Oh, my. And that changes it all up again. So Holm had Haley right behind him. Haley got taken out by Batchlett. He had Prokop right behind him. Prokop high sides and goes down. So Holm getting a little bit of a break here on the first lap to not have necessarily a couple more heavy hitters right on his tail, because he would have also had Haley and Prokop mixed in with Blakely and Leclerc trying to close up down on him, but he's going to come through and lead lap number 1, so he's picking right up where he left off from race number 1. Taking that win at the very end of the moto, just sneaking it away from Leclerc. Now back out front with the whole shot in race 2. Blakely giving chase in second, Leclerc right there in 3rd. these three riders kind of separating themselves from the pack, but it looks like it might be Will Whiteley back there in 4th, or maybe, no, it is Will Whiteley, just ahead of Eduardo Simos on the 51. Devin Davis, another good start. Zach Prokop, after that fall, ends up right behind him. Andrade is up here with Jordan Foster and Caden Speck. This is just a freight train of riders. Look at Prokop trying to launch long and go around the outside of Davis. Gonna end up basically alongside, but Davis still occupies the inside up the hill. Still side by side. Let's see if Prokop can make the outside work. He might actually do so since Davis got hung up by Simos on the inside, so Prokop makes the pass. And now he's gonna go after Simos just up ahead. Simos tucks in, little 3-rider train right here. Ooh, look at that dive down the inside. I think that was Foster in the background. Prokop has to go outside, tries to triple in, comes up short, so Davis is gonna get right back around him. So Prokop trying to find different lines is really starting to hurt him a little bit, and it was Foster who dove down the inside and made the pass, and now he's putting the pressure on Prokop to get around him as well. Foster tucks inside. Nearly comes together with Prokop, who gets back by, and then Speck drops the front wheel. So all these guys getting mixed together. Battle for the lead about to be really interesting once again, though. These two riders went 1-2 in race 1. They are 1-2 on the track right now. And some might expect Leclerc to be less than nice with Adam Holm here. Two guys that don't necessarily love each other. We've talked about it many times before. They've yet to really squash any beef. So it'll be really interesting to see how this shakes out. Let's actually go on board with Leclerc and take a look at what this looks like from his perspective right now. Just all over Adam Holm for the lead. Only 5.5 minutes into this thing, so a lot of race left to go. And Holm, kind of like the first race, it might be in his favor to let him go, given that Leclerc is really pushing the envelope, and he lands on him! Lands on the back of Adam Holm and goes down. And there's the setup change. You can see his suspension decompress mid setup change right there. So he ran for it as long as he could until he had that first fall-off crash. Then does the suspension change, drops back to 4th. Now he's behind Will Whiteley. Blakely moves up to 2nd. So there is Blakely up in 2nd. Adam Holm continues to lead here, 6.5 minutes in. And again, the one to watch here really is going to be Alexis Leclerc and what he does after that suspension change. Now he's behind Will Whiteley. Giving you guys the onboard perspective here as Leclerc tries to chase him down. Whiteley, a little mistake in that first corner. Leclerc ends up actually tucking right behind him. All these guys stay far left, and then fly into this corner, drop down the hill. Track is still really smooth, really fast comparatively to how it ended in the first moto, so they can really charge into every corner. It's just mesmerizing to watch these guys, honestly. Leclerc scrubs the double up to the top of the hill. They're closing up on Blakely as well, so Whiteley is riding really strong, but Leclerc just putting so much pressure on him here, and he's gonna land that jump clean. Whiteley trying to fight back down the inside, gives him a nudge. Oh, and he actually went off the racetrack. Gonna go ahead and take a look at a replay here, dropped in chat by Pin to Win. Prime boner airs out of Zach Prokop right there, side by side with Jordan Foster. I can't believe he landed that. That was incredible stuff. Back to live action now. And Blakely still occupies second, right behind Adam Holm. Yeah, it looks like Blakely has the capability, at least, of running Adam Holm's pace with the start. Didn't quite see it out of him in the first moto, but a good, solid, consistent ride moved him up into fourth. Leclerc giving chase to him. Look a little further back. We got Whiteley. Oh, Clint Martin just dumps the front end, gives it up to Haley, Foster, Prokop, and Davis, I believe, all went by. Yeah, Davis back there. So Caden Speck ends up in 10th, 11th Simos, 12th Siebel, and 13th for Martin. Martin lost 8 spots in that tip over. 14th Andrade, 15th Channing, 16th Heagney, 17th Reno Brennan, 18th Lewis Williams, 19th Robert Wilson, and 20th, well, right now 20th is Ian Holm, as Robert Wilson moves Lewis Williams out of the way. All eyes on what could happen out front right now, though, with Leclerc closing up on Blakely for second. So is this a scenario where Blakely, kind of like Will Whiteley was doing with Leclerc, ups his pace? Or is he just trying to keep it steady, and if Leclerc goes blowing by him, does he just try to settle in behind him? We're about to find out as Leclerc hops down the inside. And Blakely does not quite have an answer. He's just going to tuck in right behind him. Up the uphill quad, both these guys launching to flat. So can Leclerc catch Holm again? That is going to be the true question here. 2:17.8 last time by. Ooh, Lapper in front of him goes down. Blakely back by. Want to take a look at the lap times real quick as Adam Holm's going to come to the line. Excuse me. So he did a 2:17.8 to match Leclerc's 2:17.8. So he actually picked up the pace. Leclerc just got back around Blakely. Whiteley is right in the mix. Davis is 5th. Prokop 6th. 7th is Martin. 8th is Foster. 9th Siebel. 10th Jack Haley. So Haley actually had a crash. He's now back with Speck and he goes down again. So Andrade goes through, as does Simos, the two teammates. And Chris Channing on the 108 also finds a way through. So Haley, who was in a really good position at the start of this race, got taken out by Daniel Bachelet, then charged his way forward, is almost back up inside the top 5, then has a couple more fall-off crashes, and he is well outside of the top 10 now. Not at all what he was hoping to have out of this one. Jordan Foster's just up ahead of Jeremy Siebold, and he's right on Clint Martin. Martin trying to hold tight to this position. Doesn't want to lose it as both of them get a little wayward coming down the hill right there. Really charging hard into this corner. Turn around and fly back up the hill here. Ooh, look at how deep that inside rut's already getting. We're not even halfway yet. Martin, Foster, Siebold, that is your three-rider train right here on screen. And Siebold might have a move here on Foster. Going to go side by side, a little scrub dualies on the uphill quad. Oh, Siebold uses that outside line to his advantage, and Foster has to just tuck right in. Now Siebold going after Clint Martin. Let's see what he's able to do. Rider down in the corner up here. It is going to be a lapper by the looks of it. May have been Bachelet. Shupa Troopa not going to do shots for dualies this week. Oh, Siebold lands on Martin and down he goes. This has just been a testament to Siebold's day at this point. A lot of crashing out of him. Not what he wants at all. Blakely has gone out of second, or actually I should say out of third, and now finds himself in the clutches of Zach Prokop. As up ahead in the distance, Will Whiteley is in third. Ooh, Prokop almost gets out of shape there. You got to be careful because Devin Davis is trying to close up from behind. So again, another three-rider train on screen. This one a little bit more distant from each other, but you can see it's Blakely, Prokop, and Davis. 4, 5, 6 on the racetrack. Really tightly put together here on your screen. Charging down the hill. Prokop a little bit more speed on braking, it looks like, and might have a line. No, actually got the door shut in his face by Chase Blakely. And Blakely cases the table down, and Prokop makes a move. So Prokop again, after a really good opening GP of the series, technically second overall behind Holm, who took the overall victory, but as they were tied on points, they both get the red plate. Comes into this round trying to keep the red plate, and at least for right now, Adam Holm is going to have that thing all to himself after this one. 1-1 performance out of Holm is on the docket, but he has got to hold off a very hard-charging Alexis Leclerc. Leclerc, for his sake, by the way, pretty deep out of this championship hunt early on, at least in relation to Adam Holm for the moment, because Leclerc was 38th in the opening moto of the season at Argentina. Not really sure what happened. All we really can know is that on the first 2 laps of the race, he crashed a lot. He was getting lapped on the 4th lap of the race and was eventually lapped again later in the race as well, ended up 38th. So really just a very poor performance to start the year off for Leclerc. Doesn't help when he gets a bad start for sure, but to ride as bad as he did is a little uncharacteristic. Showed everybody what he can do, though, in the second moto, came out and was able to win that thing. But now has himself in a pretty deep hole early on, and it's only going to get deeper if Adam Holm can hang on here for a 1-1 performance. Only a 10-round series, too, so 20 total motos. After this one, will be basically 1/5 of the way through the season. It comes and goes pretty quickly, and Holm with that big of a lead in such a short series could be crucial by the final tally. But obviously, for Holm's sake, he just wants to win every moto that he can out here. But this battle for the lead is really going to start heating up here pretty quickly. Leclerc has got the bit between his teeth once again and trying to go after Adam Holm out front. Oh, a little short on the table there, but still corrals it. I think Leclerc's secret weapon in this whole section is he can land so hard on the gas on the quad while others can't. Look at how much he closed on Holm. Launches down the inside. Very aggressive out of Leclerc. They end up side by side. Does Holm have some answer here? No, Leclerc shuts the door, so that was very peculiar. I don't know where he thought he was going. Absolutely blew the inside rut. I'm sure that doesn't make Adam Holm very happy, as he's going to try to go back after him now. But again, talking about short series, if Holm starts getting frustrated with Leclerc and crashes a bunch trying to get back to him, that could be more damaging for his title hunt than actually just sticking right behind him. But I don't know, this has actually settled down a little bit now. I thought Leclerc had enough speed to just gap him immediately. At the moment, that's not the case. It's still pretty close. And anything can happen when you keep these two close together. That's why I don't want to switch away from this battle. This is going to be intense stuff if Holm can get back to the back wheel of Leclerc. Although that being said, the first half of the lap is where Leclerc usually is able to pull it away. And let's go ahead, take a look at the replay on screen here once again. So you can see coming up to the top of the hill here, Leclerc carries a ton of momentum. And we'll go ahead and slow this down. Coming down the inside to the next corner, Leclerc is going to swing a little bit outside of this rut, go off the top of this line. And I mean, this is just full send. Adam sees him coming though, wisely jumps out of the challenge, blows the rut, and Leclerc obviously would have absolutely destroyed him if Holm had went into the rut. Stacks up on the outside. They end up going side by side through the next section, and this one is not going to play us all the way through, but you can see them leaving that section side by side. And Holm was able to capitalize on it and take the race lead. We are not out of it, though. This one is still going as Leclerc only has about a 1.5 second lead over Adam Holm. And this whole section through here, Leclerc is very strong. You can see the gap opening up slowly. Although Leclerc, a small mistake, and actually doesn't get the line here. This is going to open up an opportunity for Holm. Look at this. Oh, I thought he might have a shot right there. Swings outside at the top of the hill here. They're going to go nearly side by side on the VersusPC double in the back. And Holm trying to get close to Leclerc once again. Can he get the traction down somewhere? It's really these last couple sections that Holm is actually stronger than Leclerc. But at the moment, Leclerc has actually been able to respond to the challenge and stretch it back out just a little bit. So it seems like when he really needs to put the money down on it, he can stretch it back out, which is crucial in this situation with Holm trying to close it down and make things interesting. Although a small mistake in the final corner has opened up opportunity once again. Just past the 20-minute mark, almost up on 21 minutes into this moto, and things are very intense right now in Matterley Basin. Leclerc versus Holm. Very, very quickly becoming a classic rivalry in this game. After the outdoor season we saw last year, a lot of the indoor shenanigans as well. And now once again they meet on the racetrack. Leclerc very aggressive in his pass attempt for the lead. Can't imagine that sat well with Adam Holm right now. And even Adam, we saw last week, wasn't afraid to be aggressive when he took or tried to take the lead from Chase Blakely at Hangtown in the second moto. I mean, absolutely sent him. Very uncharacteristic for Holm, who for the most part tries to ride pretty clean with guys that he's comfortable with. As Leclerc slides out and goes down, Holm back to the lead. So that is just flip the script once again. Holm's teammate Jeremy Cohenauer in the mix now, and let's see, does he get out of the way here? Yes, very nicely. Oh, but Leclerc OJs and goes down again. Leclerc absolutely throwing this one for skins right now. I can't believe it. And that looks like Reed Young might be trying to lap Leclerc here, or get unlapped by Leclerc, I should say. Leclerc lapping him. So, wow. Same top three as the first moto. Currently runs 1, 2, 3 in the second moto. Will Whiteley, we haven't talked about him at all this moto, but he was able to get around Chase Blakely, and he is up into third and pretty much all alone at this point. I mean, Blakely still within reasonable distance, as our top four is actually the exact same as it was in the first moto. The only difference right now is top 5 for Zach Prokop, who's looking at a 7.5. P6 for Devin Davis. He was in P8 in that first moto. P7 is Clint Martin. Martin ran well inside of the top 5 for quite a while in the first moto, ended up 9th in that one. Right now runs 7th. Let's see if he'll be able to hang on to that position. Got a report that Adam Holm went down with the lead, but it doesn't appear totally the case just yet. So let's take a look. Lap time wise, Adam did do a 2:25, so I guess he had to go down because of the lap time differential there. Leclerc a 2:35.8. That is not what he wants to see on his pit board right now, but I actually want to go on board with him here for a minute. Let's see how much time he's able to take off just in these first couple sectors, because this is where he's really strong. Thus far, nothing. Actually, Holmes stretched it back out. But through here and then to basically all the way through the quad and into the rhythm section, I would say Leclerc is better, or has been better than Holm through most of this race, particularly the quad in that top section. I think we'll see the time gap go down a little bit. But yeah, Holm actually continuing to kind of stretch it back out just ever so slightly. A couple lappers in between them right now, so actually Leclerc might get kind of stuck behind a lapper right when he doesn't want to here on the quad. Gap now out over 10 seconds. .784 of Ian Holm. So this is where Leclerc, I was saying, was making up so much time. Can land on the gas there and then carries so much momentum around the outside into this corner. Look at that. I mean, basically gained almost a whole second just through that section, but immediately as they get through this rhythm section, Adam starts stretching it back out. Still a little sign of the sector times, I guess. Ooh, we have a change as Zach Prokop went down. Clint Martin is back up into P5, so Aussie, oi, oi, oi. Out here crushing it on the number 70, aka the number 85. Whoever's bike he's on, we'll never know. Devin Davis was also able to get around Zach Prokop. Jordan Foster is back here in 8th. Ooh, Reno Brennan just went down in 9th, and Caden Speck hops over top of him. Risky move out of the 144, but it worked. Reno Brennan ends up getting up, still in 10th. 11th for Jeremy Siebold, 12th Chris Channing, 13th Eduardo Simos. Well, actually Andrade, his teammate now. And 14th Simos. 15th Logan Heagney, 16th is Tommy Dallaire. 17th for Jeremy Kohenauer, 18th for Reed Young, 19th Ian Holm, and 20th James Ohashi. Jack Haley has called it a moto, so he is out of this one. Finished P5 in race 1. DNF race 2 for Haley. Very interesting. Oh, Martin, yard sales. Thank you, Cartman Season in chat, for letting me know Clinton is on Austin Eckland's bike from last year. So not sure why that would be the case for Clint here. He's on a team, ART Racecraft decals, but I guess he's just running their old pack for now until they get this year's stuff sorted. Either way, that crash did lose him a couple spots. Battle for 3rd brewing. It's a battle also for 5th, but I don't want to miss this battle for 3rd because this is actually going to determine podium overall, and Blakely goes down. Back to this battle for 5th, though. Devin Davis trying to hold off Zach Prokop. Again, a couple guys. Oh, battle for the lead, I should say. Take a look at the times up top and saw Holm was right there. And so another mistake for Adam Holm has allowed Leclerc back into the picture. 3 minutes, 2 laps to go here in Matterley Basin, and it's these two riders going at it for the overall. This is going to get good right here, I'll tell you that much. I'd imagine Leclerc has a little bit more speed. Where does he elect to try to make that pass happen again? We will soon find out. Or does he make another mistake and Holm is able to get away like we saw late in the race in Moto number 1? Oh man, pressure cooker situation right now. Just about to hit the 28-minute mark, I think. Yeah, this will be 3 laps to go this time by. Time will expire for sure before the next time by, so it'll be 2 to go next time. And Leclerc really flying, but he hit that notch. Almost went over the bars. That was going to be a tough one if he got that close to home and went down again. Dropping down the hill here. Our 2 leaders absolutely going at it and have definitely established a sizable lead out front. So Leclerc really hasn't been able to do much with Holm yet. Oh, that might be about to change. He just got a great drive up the hill here. His corner speed looks like it's come around a little bit late in this moto. Robert Wilson down off the side of the track there, going a lap down. This is where Leclerc has been really good right here. He's going to drop down to this valley, he scrubs down the inside, and then he'll stay pretty decently low on the uphill quad. I think Holm stays lower, but Leclerc's able to land on the gas, and look at the speed he carries up this hill all the way to the back of Holm. Does he try the same move again? Holm defends very well so, and Leclerc has no response, so he has to go outside and just tuck right back in. That was beautiful defensive riding for Adam Holm to react to Leclerc's sudden surge of speed and momentum, trying to do the same pass that he did earlier on in the race. And for right now, at least, it's kind of a slot car race the rest of the track. Again, 2-lap board coming out this next time by. So Adam's just gonna kind of outsmart Leclerc here, I think, because pace-wise, most of the... Oh, and he goes down! Leclerc's into him, but he's gonna stay on the bike and get going ahead of him. And Holm's going to try to get up, but he's going to be about 4 seconds down. Oh my, so he throws it away this time. Unlike in the first moto when it was Leclerc the one doing the tossing of the win. Holm has tossed it away, and now there's 2 laps left to go. Oh man, this is actually going to be very interesting to see if Leclerc can stay on 2 wheels. I don't know about this one, folks. I think this may be gone now that Leclerc has a good enough lead to kind of try to cruise it down, but you never, ever know with Alexis Leclerc, I'll tell you that much. His gaps have all kind of opened back up a little bit. Nobody really in a battle inside of our top 10. So just for the sake of keeping an eye on it, I want to watch this battle for the lead to see if anything weird happens with Leclerc. Last couple laps here. Lap and a half to go, I should say. Leclerc has it all to play for here. This is a GP victory on the line. This is equalizing the points with Holm on the line as well, which obviously he wants to gain points towards Holm, but at the very least he doesn't want to lose another 3 points that he'd already lost in the first moto. A couple of lappers, actually teammate lappers right here. Eduardo Simos, Fernando Andrade together. Now, I want to watch Leclerc get through this grouping before we take a look at the replay provided by Alex Efforts of Holm going down there. Big shout out to Efforts and everybody that's been posting the replays in chat tonight, really helpful. Oh, Leclerc gets around Andrade. Next up, got to get around Simos. White flag going to be waving next time by. I'll tell you what, Holm has actually closed this thing down a little bit because of the lap traffic trouble. So we'll take a look at that replay after the race, because I want to see how this unfolds with Simos still not moving for Leclerc. Oh, and he finally slides it down. He's going to end up right ahead of Holm. And that may be a really bad sign for Adam Holm right here. Oh, let's see. He's going to get alongside Simos. Can he just get right around him? Side by side again. Scrubs in his face, basically. OJ's the table a little bit, but then gets away from him. So Simos plays a little bit nicer with Holm. I don't think that there's any tactical reasoning behind that. So Leclerc trying to settle down and relax, but Adam Holm going full beans right now, trying to close this thing down. Last lap here in Matterley Basin, GP victory on the line between these two. Adam Holm most certainly leaving with the red plate, with a sole possession of the red plate. Oh, and Holm's gone down again. Didn't see what happened, was paying attention to Leclerc, but Holm down again. And Zach Prokop joining us right now in chat has unfortunately called it a moto. So as mentioned, Holm is going to really open up that points lead. Here is a replay of that crash for Adam Holm at 0.25 speed here. Looks like he just caught the bumps a little bit wrong. It put him a little bit higher in this corner than he wanted, and yep, just front wheel right over the top of that rut. Lays it down. Leclerc nowhere to go, just plows right into him. And very fortunate that that leg ended up going out for Leclerc, or else he could have easily fallen on his head. Both of them falling off the bike once again, and we would have been right back at square one with these two. But instead, Leclerc stays on two wheels. Holm's the one to make the mistakes this time late in the race that really cost him. Leclerc, a little mistake. But at the end of the day, all that matters is who ends up on the top step of the podium. And for Leclerc, it's going to be his day here in Great Britain. Second in Moto 1, a win on the docket here in Moto 2. Split scores with Adam Holm, who opens up his points gap. And Leclerc has done it again. Amazing rides for the defending champ of multiple series. Top step of the podium at Matterley Basin belongs to Alexis Leclerc as he takes the victory, a big whip to boot. Really, really stylish victory for Leclerc. Holm, I would say, is a little bit disappointed in not picking up the victory, but has to be stoked to extend his points lead and really not lose any points on the day. So overall, a very solid effort, and surprise of the day for me is Will Whiteley, who is putting together an incredible day, and he's going to go 3-3 here at Matterley, end up on the box. I believe this will be the first time in his career in a 450 race he's going to end up on the podium. He's definitely pretty pumped about it. A lot of straight airs on these jumps here coming down to the finish line. How about it for Will freaking Whiteley, man? Great stuff out of the 58 machine all day long. Ends up on the podium with a 3-3 performance. Ooh, battle to the line here. Blakely and Devin Davis. Blakely's got to hit his lines. Perfect, and Davis yard sales. So it will be Blakely 4th overall with 4-4 scores. Devin Davis might end up 5th over here overall here on 8-5. So 5 in the second moto for Devin Davis. Clint Martin is going to go 9-6 on the day. Well, maybe not. He's down. He's trying to get going. Did somebody pass him? Yeah, Jordan Foster passed him. Camera's freaking out here. Jordan Foster has gone through. And Foster, who ended up in the 12th spot in race 1, it's actually probably going to help solidify a podium spot, or a 5th place finishing position here for Devin Davis. Oh, Seabolt trying to get around Clint Martin in the final corner. Not going to do it, though. So Martin crosses line 7th. Seabolt was in 8th. So 6-8. Yeah, Devin Davis locks in 5th overall with that finish right there. And Reno Brennan should be 9th. He's the last guy on the lead lap. Caden Speck. Eduardo Simos was 11th. Andrade 12th, Chris Channing 13th, Robert Wilson 14th, 15th for Tommy Dallaire, 16th Logan Heagney, 17th James Ohashi, 18th Jeremy Cohenauer, 19th Ian Holm, and 20th, gonna score a point, will Zach Prokop. So Zach Prokop doesn't finish this race here today, but he will pick up 1 point. Very interesting dynamic there, but that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. All right, waiting on Reno Brennan, who is down here 2 corners from the finish line, to check off our cuts so we can confirm our GP overall podium here today at the RFGP of Great Britain. Just waiting on Reno Brennan to cross the line. There he goes. And it still is Leclerc, Holm, Whiteley, your podium here at the end of the day. So Adam Holm carries red plate with him into next week at the Netherlands. And can't thank you guys enough for tuning in to watch. KR Money is the MVP of the night. Dude, all the gifted subs you gave out, including donation, man, incredible. Like, you are incredible, dude. I can't thank you enough, and can't thank everybody enough who shows up and watches these streams. Big shout out to everybody that put on this event. Race Factor Gaming, VersusPC, title sponsor of the series, and all of their sponsors as well. For Kellen here on Start Your Systems, we're going to say so long from Adelaide Basin, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday in California for the Fox National at Paula Raceway. Going to be a good time, and we'll see you guys then. So long for now.